Section 12 of Tales of the Samurai by Asataro Miyamori. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Read by Tom Booker. Katsuno's Revenge, Part 9. While this was occurring, Katsuno's husband was away from home, having gone up to the castle on duty. 2 ruffians were caught, but unfortunately the samurai, being unacquainted with Otora's personality and evil intentions, did not think of trying to seize her also, though it would have been quite easy as she ran wildly hither and thither in her bewilderment and alarm. Closely questioned, the men confessed that they were spies, and had been hired by Gemba Morimasa to assassinate Katsuno, Otora being decoy. Ieyasu, in righteous anger, caused them to be decapitated, and their heads were exposed in front of one of the castle gates, with a notice which ran as follows: "These villains, on a strict examination, confessed that at the instigation of Sakuma Gemba Morimasa, a high retainer of Oda Nobunaga, they had come disguised to our castle town with intent to murder. However, it may be that they were common thieves, and only made up the above story to conceal their mean purposes. Therefore we have judged them as thieves, and exposed their heads accordingly." At the failure of his plans, Morimasa flew into a terrible passion. Nor could Nobunaga allow the matter to pass without notice. He dispatched a messenger to Ieyasu with a protest, to which he received the following reply: "If an honorable samurai of Gemba Morimasa's rank and position really intended to take his revenge on an enemy, he would have come openly and in person. He would not entrust so important a task to low, nameless assassins. He would not so debase his honor. This was an act worthy of a peasant, a mere tradesman, or a ronin. So I concluded that those men were common thieves, and in that supposition caused that notice to be written. Can Lord Oda say anything against it? What could Nobunaga or Morimasa urge against this temperate reply? They could not confess that the would-be murderers were indeed what they had said, and not the thieves that Ieyasu affected to believe them. Thus were they again baffled. But Nobunaga was exceedingly enraged, and determined to go to war with Ieyasu in order to wipe out his disgrace. He diligently set about his preparations. It was not difficult to foretell the issue of a struggle between the rival lords. Ieyasu, with his small following, had no chance against his more powerful enemy. Katsuno was in despair. It was all through her that this danger threatened Lord Tokugawa. It was because he had refused to give her up that all this trouble had come. She had forfeited her life by her act of vengeance at the castle of Inaba, and but for the mercy of Lady Saito, she would have died long before. Though her husband loved her devotedly, and she was not unhappy, still she had no desire to live, and if she were to die, there would no longer be any object in commencing a disastrous war. Therefore she would die. In the silent watches of a winter's night, when the silver moon flooded all the land with quiet beauty, Katsuno rose from her bed, and with a dagger put an end to her life. In the flower of her womanhood, at the age of 22. Katsuno left behind her 4 long letters addressed respectively to Ieyasu, her husband Katsutaka, Lady Saito, and her former lord Oda Nobuyuki, giving the reason for her rash act, and repeatedly thanking them for all their kindness. End of section 12.